welcome to my channel. My name is Cici and I'm a reseller on Poshmark. I have definitely downsized my reselling. I was going to close my closet, but it seems like a lot of people are having really slow sales, and I also am having slow sales. I only have 159 active listings, so obviously there's only so much I can sell based on that. But I want to come and give an update on what has sold for the first half of September. So it's September 15th in the afternoon, and this is going to cover what sold for that time period. I'm going to scoot over because I think I'm going to be popping the what sold screenshots up here. So let's get into it. I'll just give you a high level overview to start. So as of this point in the month, my gross on Poshmark has been $275, leaving me after Posh and shipping discount coming off of that, my net take home was $205.78. For the 12, I've sold 12 items this month, so I'm selling less than one a day, but almost one a day because it is the 15th. My net was $205.78, which averages out to a net of $17.14 per piece. My cost of goods on these pieces was $49.87 total. So factoring that in, my true net is only $155.91 for an average true net of $12.99 per piece, which honestly is about where my net has hovered the entire time I've been a full-time reseller. I'm not full-time anymore, but I started reselling pretty seriously on Poshmark around October of 2020, and that's where my net has fallen. It's been either an average of 12 to 14 net. So let's get into it. My first sale of the month was actually not until September 3rd, and that was a pair of Cole Haan women's navy blue cap toe chunky heel leather pumps. They were really cute. They were a great size, 8.5. They were no cost to me. I work for a family that's very generous, and sometimes they give me their clothing instead of giving it to the Goodwill. So that was from a batch that they had given me on August 19th. I posted them on August 25th, and they sold on September 3rd. They sold for $31. I had them priced at $40. I think someone offered me $31, or I offered them $31, so no shipping discount. So my net on that was $24.80, which was all net because I did not have a cost of goods on those. The next item that sold, I got at the Savannah Goodwill bins, either that or the Brunswick Goodwill bins. They were a pair of nice Polo Ralph Lauren. The style name was the Torrington. They were men's tan suede derby shoe, and they were in pretty good shape. They had light signs of wear. I think I had them listed at $40. I sold them for $29 for a net earnings of $23.20, and I paid $3.88 for those. So approximately $20 made on that pair of shoes. The next item that sold was, I'm looking at my tablet here, a pair of Guess. They were, when I picked them up at the bins, I got them at the Brunswick Goodwill outlet, Brunswick, Georgia Goodwill outlet. I thought they were leather. They weren't. They were vegan, so I priced them down a little bit based on comps. But they were a sharp boot. They were just a men's brown kind of chukka. Well, they weren't chukka because they didn't lace up, but they were Chelsea. Chelsea is the style. They were a Chelsea style boot. I sold them for $15. The person had made me an offer for $15. I think I had them listed at $25, and because they were vegan and because the comps really didn't support, like, I priced them at $25 accounting for offers. So $15 was fair enough. I netted $12 and I paid $2.80, so I made about $9 on those boots. And then I sold, thank goodness, I finally sold this Doney and Burke purse. I posted it on, well, I guess I posted it on February 26th of this year. I had gotten it in a group of purses that I got on Shop Goodwill, a batch of Doney and Burke's that I can't remember how many I got, but they ended up costing me about $17 or $18 a bag. And I actually really liked this bag. It was a Doney and Burke's Florentine bag. It was in a nice kind of olive green, and I carried it for a while myself, and then I was like, you know, I'm pretty rough on my handbags, so I was like, I'd be better off selling this. Let me just sell it. So I got it posted, and it's gotten several likes. I've reposted it twice, and each time it got a lot of likes. I had it posted at 50. It did have some marks, like when I got it from Shop Goodwill. I polished it and cleaned it up a little bit. And then I figured that you weren't actually supposed to polish the Florentine leather, so I couldn't unpolish it. But what I did was lightly went over it with a damp rag to kind of remove some of the sheen, and then I carried it for a while. And that's why I decided to carry it for a while, because it's like, well, now I've ruined it for resale. But it dried up over time, so it ended up actually looking okay. I had it posted at 50 because of that. Someone offered me 40, or I offered 40. I can't remember which way it went. I'm not doing shipping discounts as much anymore, just because a lot of people aren't, and we don't have to, and it really eats into the profit. So a flat 40, she accepted. This was on September 9th, which netted me 32, and if I spent about 18, so I made about, what, $16 on that bag, maybe? I'm guessing. I'll pop it on the screen. I sometimes can't do math on the spot. So, okay, I mean, not what you would typically want for a Doney and Burke bag. When you buy things from Shop Goodwill, the shipping prices are so exorbitant that it eats into what your profit margin will be, because I think I got the batch of bags for around $80, but by the time I paid shipping and handling, it was over $100. So the next item sold really fast. It was a beautiful Alexa Admore, I call them spectator dresses. They remind me of spectator shoes. I don't even know if I have that right, but that's what it looks like. I got this just at the Goodwill, a regular Goodwill. I think it was the Richmond Hill, Georgia Goodwill. And it actually had a little mark on the chest pocket, which I was able to get out. And after I got that out, I posted it. So I posted on September 2nd. It sold on September 10th. I believe I had it listed at 40. Someone offered me 30 and I accepted. So my net was 24. I had paid $9.71 for that dress, so I netted about $10 on that dress, which isn't terrible, considering the quick turnaround. These trotters I got at the Savannah Goodwill outlet. I posted them just recently on August 25th. Trotters are the type of shoe, I hadn't heard of them before, but I looked them up when I was at the bins, and there were actually 3 pairs. There was this red pair I sold, and there was a brown and a black pair, and now I'm kind of second guessing myself on why I didn't pick up the brown and black pair, but I didn't. I know that red shoes and red boots sell really fast, so not being familiar with the brand, I think I just decided to pick up the red pair. So they were a nice woven braided leather, and I think they have their committed customer, because they had gotten quite a handful of likes. They were a great size. They were 8.5. So those cost me $2.63. I had them listed at 25. Someone liked them. I made an offer for 21. So I netted $16.80 minus 2 would be $14.80. So I made about $14 on that pair of shoes with a nice quick turnaround. So I was happy with that. This Max Mara was a nice, I mean, that's a really good brand. It was a nice black virgin wool turtleneck, and I was really happy to sell it. This was another item that I had gotten in the batch of clothing and shoes that the family I work for had given to me. And unfortunately, it had a hole up by the shoulder, and then 3. It had 4 holes total, so 3 holes down by the waist and a hole up by the shoulder. But it was a very nice turtleneck sweater, so I took good pictures of it. I pointed out the flaws, and I priced it at $5 because someone's going to have to mend those. I used to mend things like that, but I just am not into that anymore, so I don't. But at that price point, someone did buy it. I posted that on 8/23. I had it listed at $5. Someone purchased it for $5, netting me $2.05, which was all net because that was given to me. So not a big deal, and I'm also happy that that's not getting thrown away. Like, if someone does the darning on the holes to get it into good repair, it's a beautiful black turtleneck wool sweater. Then the next item, I was on the fence about picking these up because they're like an off-boutique brand. The brand is JG, which I've never heard of before, but they were cute, kind of like, they put me in the mind of kind of Victorian booties, and they were vegan, and they were burgundy was another reason I picked them up. But they were just, like I said, boutique or something. I had them priced at $15, and they, I think, had a few likers. They were women's size 8, so a good size. And I was offering $15 and $4.99 shipping, I think. Or maybe I had them listed at $20. I can't remember. No, I had them listed at $15, and I was offering $13 with $4.99 shipping. So someone accepted that offer. My net was $707, and I had paid $1.82 for those shoes. So I made about a little over $5 on those shoes, I guess. Oh, and with the Trotters, I forgot to say I had paid $263 for those. So on the Trotters, my net was $16.80 minus 2 would be $14.80. So about $14 on the Trotters, not bad. But back to the JG shoes, those I had just posted on August 31st. So I think burgundy is a very in-demand, desirable color for fall. It always sells really well that time of year. So that was great. The next sale was a pair of Lucky brand flats. The style name was the Emmy. They were tan. They had a little braiding accent at the rear. I've sold this shoe twice before. They were size 7.5. Posted them on August 25th. I had them listed, I believe, at 20. Someone liked them. I offered 16 with $4.99 shipping for a net of $9.82, and I paid $2.63 for those. So let's just say I made $7 on those shoes. Real quick turnaround though. I'm finding that I'm being so much more discerning when I go to the bins, and I'm only going, I was in the mind of closing my closet, but I like poshing. I moved to a smaller place. I don't have enough room to store the 1,000-something items I was storing before, which is making me have to be much more particular about what I pick out, which is a really good thing because I think I'm doing a much better job of really looking at what will sell, what's in demand, and sizes on items are really big. That's a big factor in how fast things move. Smaller sizes just don't move fast for me, so I don't like to pick them up. But moving right along, the next sale sold the day after I posted them. So I got these at the Savannah Goodwill outlet. They were a pair of men's Converse All-Star Chuck Taylor, and the style name was the Ox. They were low cut, and they had kind of like a Southwest Aztec print. I knew those would sell. When I saw them, I was like, oh, those are going to sell. I paid $305 for them. I had them listed at $45, and I was like, I want to move these. So I had them posted. Someone liked them. I offered them $38 and $4.99 shipping, or $5.99 shipping. I can't remember. So I netted $27.42 on those shoes. I paid $305, so I made about $24 on those shoes in less than 24 hours. So those were a really good pick. They were a larger men's size. They were size 13. But yeah, I was glad to get those sold right away. If something will move fast, I actually will take a little less for it just because it's so nice to get something and to have it move and know that you made a good... Oh, I just made another sale. Okay, so I've sold 13 items. So my numbers are going to be all off. I'm just refreshing on my tablet. I have two... well, I'll get to that when I get to that sweater. Okay, so the next item that sold was a Handroll kind of layering camisole or tank. It's just like a stretchy tank, but it's like almost... what do you call that? What do you call items that are body shaping? Body shaping. It's like a body shaping camisole. This one was black. I got two in that gift of clothing from the family I work for, a black one and a navy one. So this was a black one that sold. There was no cost to me because they actually, I hadn't heard of Handroll before, but when I did the comps on it, it's a good brand. So both of them had a little wash pilling, so I did my pilling clothing shaver treatment on it, but it couldn't get all of it. So I posted them at 20. This one got a like. I offered 15 and $4.99 shipping. The person accepted for a net of $902, and that was no cost to me, so the $902 was all true net. Then what I thought was my last sale of these 2 weeks was a RLX Ralph Lauren navy blue cashmere hoodie. RLX is like the sporty version of Ralph Lauren, and it's pretty in demand. When I post, I think the only thing I've sold from that line before was a black puffer vest, and that sold straight away. I think I had it priced, I can't remember, I'll pop it up here, but it sold very fast, so I knew to look out for that, and just from doing comps on the brand in general. And this was cashmere, and I like to pick up cashmere. So I got these at a thrift store. I got two of them down at a thrift store in Brunswick, and one of them was priced at, this one was priced at $5 and the other one was priced at $10. This navy blue one that sold had a little more pilling. It was in a little less great condition, but it's a hoodie and it's RLX. So I had it priced at $30, I believe, or $35, I can't remember. And customer made a bundle last night and he wanted both of them, and I wasn't willing to go any lower than $55 for the both of them, which was actually kind of low because I paid $15. So at $55, Posh is going to take $11, so that brings my net to $44 less the $15. Like, it was, yeah, not a huge profit margin. So that was as low as I was willing to go, but also I don't want to be sitting on these in the spring. So he and I countered back and forth and never settled on a price. And he came in this morning and offered me $20 just for the navy blue one that had a little bit more wear. And I countered back $22. That gave me a net earnings of $17.60. I had paid $5, or $5.35 with tax. So I earned about $12 on that cashmere hoodie. And now the mate just sold to someone different. I see that. So my numbers are going to be off at the beginning of the video, but I've already done those, so I'm not going to go back and redo that. But since I have the sale right here, I'll tell you about it. Exact same cashmere hoodie, just in a nice burgundy. And this one was in much better condition than the navy blue one. I paid $10 for it. I had it listed at $45. She offered me $30. This buyer that just bought it. I countered $35 about an hour ago, and she just accepted that. So my net earnings were $28 less the $10 I paid for it would be about $18. It's going to be $17 something because I think it's $10.70 with tax. So I earned $17 something on that sweater, but now both of those are gone. And that is what I sold so far for the first 2 weeks of September. Let's go back in and look at my numbers now with that new hoodie popped in there. So now my gross for the month is now $310, and my net is now $233.78, and that's going to be divided by 13. So let's see, 233.78 divided by 13 sales. It means I netted $17.98 per piece on average. And then my cost of goods was $49.87 prior to that sweater. So now it's $59.87, but tax. So let's just say $60. So now I've spent $60. So $233.78 minus $60. My true net for the month is now $173.78. So I'm happy for a few reasons. I'm happy that I'm pretty much almost selling one item a day with only, now I have 158 active listings. I have a whole smorgasbord of things to post. I've got things from 3 different trips to post. I was up in Charleston yesterday, so I went to the Charleston Goodwill outlet bins. Not great. It was, I went to a show on Friday night. Saturday morning, I went in there right away at opening, and they were rolling out new bins of clothing. They didn't have any shoe bins at all, which was really what I was there for. They finally did roll out some shoe bins. Not the greatest items, but I ended up spending $19.87 there. I think their cost is $1.69 a pound. So I've got a grouping of items from the Charleston bins. I've got a grouping of items over here from the Savannah bins. Oh no, those are from the Brunswick bins. And I've got another grouping at my feet from the Savannah Goodwill outlet. So I probably have about 40 items to post. So if I have 160 approximate listings, I'll be right up to 200. I don't want to get much higher than 200, 250 active listings just because I don't have the space to store it. I don't want to get full in with Poshmark when things get weird with the algorithm or whatever happens where they favor or don't favor your closet. I don't want to be burdened down with inventory, but I'm picking much better, so I'm confident that I'm going to keep having regular sales, just not as many. I mean, when you have 1,300 active items, you're obviously going to have more sales per day than when you have 160. But yeah, I'm just going to feel my way through this and see how it goes. Probably not going to close my closet, like I said, because I do enjoy the part of Poshmark. I do enjoy sourcing. I enjoy the photos, and I like the extra money, and it's kind of fun. I mean, you learn a lot about fashion, and it's nice to get out to the bins and just do the hunt. But that's where I'm at right now. I will probably do some thrift haul videos just because I got some pretty cool shoes, and I'm going to get going now. If you stayed and watched, thank you so much for watching. It does mean a lot, and I hope that if you're a reseller, you're having some sales and things are going well, and let me know what you think. All right, thanks guys. Bye.